Well, a lot of people just aren't comfortable talking about estate planning, but don't let that stop you from thinking about it.
How do you want things to go when it's time for your wishes to be carried out? The answer might seem complicated, but our guest has experience helping folks figure that out.
Well, she does. Attorney Rose Moore. Good to see you, Rose.
It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, you betcha. We're talking estate planning today. My parents have kind of gone through this. I mean, at any age, you should really start thinking about this. But give us a definition first. Estate planning, what does it involve?
Wow. You know, there's dictionary definitions, and then there's the definitions that encompass what the actual process is. And for me, estate planning is making a plan to provide not only for a time when a person may be incapacitated or disabled, but also to distribute your assets to your beneficiaries in the way that you want after you pass away. So there's two aspects to it.
What are our options as you're looking at all of that? It sounds like probably too many to get totally in detail on, but generally, what are they?
Well, there are 4 options, but as an estate planner, there's only 2 that are really viable. The first option, which I think is the most fun, is the spend it all option. But you don't want to get to a point where you
can't take it with you.
Exactly,
right?
And you've seen the bumper stickers that say we're spending our kids as inheritance.
Right.
That's not really practical because you don't know how long you're going to live. And I think on Monday you had Daryl Bryant with retirement series or strategies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And those good folks over there really help people plan for retirement. So you don't want to do the spend it all option. The second option also is not an option, but I throw it out there, and that's intestacy, and that basically means you're dying without a will. If you've been watching the news, you see what's going on with Prince's estate, and that's not a good option. The court takes control, and you don't get to decide anything.
So you've worked your whole life, you've put this all together, and then it's up to somebody you never met to sort of decide how it's going to go.
Yes, and he's got a lot of relatives. And what if he wouldn't have wanted certain people to have things?
Precisely.
So you lose control. Third option is a will, and most people are familiar with that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. And fourth option is a trust. The best option for everyone is really going to be very fact specific. Sit down with your estate planning attorney and have a very candid discussion about what your goals are. You may think you need a will when in fact you need a trust, and that's really something that the experts can help you figure out.
So start with the goal and then work your way back.
Right. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Do you have minor children? Do you think that they can handle? Like if I croaked today, my 16-year-old daughter would take the life insurance and take it right to the mall. Is that what you want? You don't want that. On the other end of it, if you already have a plan in place, take a look at how old the documents are. Circumstances change. Personal representatives or trustees that you've selected may have moved away or died. Your finances may change, so the plan may be antiquated. So it's really important
revisit it.
Yeah, you
absolutely.
These things change. You're right. Will or trust, whatever you choose. Are there other documents that you need to think about that come in line with those?
To have a comprehensive plan, no reputable attorney will tell you all you need is a will or all you need is a trust. You need to have a healthcare power of attorney where you designate an agent. I call it like the James Bond person. Durable power of attorney where you designate yet another agent. And they handle separate functions. One's for healthcare, one's more for finances. Your HIPAA, which is your healthcare release. And then finally a living will, which is to be distinguished from a regular will. And in case it's confusing, living wills are if a person falls into a persistent vegetative state, and I believe if you're older, as old as I am, you'll remember Terry Ann Shivo and Karen Ann Quinlan. And in those situations, their unfortunate experiences brought to the forefront the importance of having those documents.
When the people around you disagree on what to do, what do you want?
Right.
And when you can't say what you would prefer, that's where those documents are. Everything. They're everything.
But I think that's why you need a professional. Some people think, I'm just going to videotape my wishes. Put it on videotape, I've got it. But you don't always necessarily think of everything while you're doing it. That's why you got to talk to a professional. And then you also have to know how to put those documents to use if that time comes.
Exactly. And that's the other part of it. And that is going to be the more of a focus today. When you have a will or you have a trust, there's going to be a triggering event. There's 2 main triggers when you set up these documents. You're either going to die, and most people understand that aspect of it, so I'm not going to focus on that today, but I'm finding that most people are not really preparing for incapacity or disability. So when you have the incapacity or disability trigger, for example, let's say you have a stroke, and the stroke has left you paralyzed, you're in a wheelchair. It has given you paralysis on your right side, you can't use your hand, you can't write checks anymore. It has affected your speech, so you can't really talk very clearly, you have expressive aphasia. You know, you're not incompetent, but you're just, you know, not able to do for yourself like you normally do, go to the bank or write a check, just carry on day-to-day activities. If you have the right documents in place and, you know, good confidence in the attorney that you've selected to assist your family during those times, what you've really done is given them the gift.
Yeah.
I call it a gift.
Because it's peace.
Of peace of mind,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right, and also have the attorney that cares about their clients and wants to put their best interests
Which is
forward, like
you.
what you do.
Well, we have a special offer. If you would like to meet Rose and her team, she's bringing you this, a complimentary consultation. And then when you mention the Morning Blend, you'll save 20% off the cost of services if you book with her prior to August 1st. And we'll show you the number there. It's 402-393-7400. The website, we've had it up throughout our conversation, but if you didn't get a chance to jot it down, we've linked it back from our site as well. But it's just to sort of go in and sit down, talk about your goals, and then how do you get there? That's where Rose comes in. She helps you figure out how to get there.
Yeah, and also update it because things change, circumstances change, just like you said.
Smart.
Rose, thanks for the info.
Don't stick your head in the sand. It doesn't work for anybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah, good to
Thanks
see
a
you.
lot.
Well, Cassidy